Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Tidal, Deezer. In the 21st century, there are hundreds of ways to listen. Music is more accessible than it has ever been. Anyone can look up a song and stream it for free. So why would you want to pay for it? Yet you see them everywhere, plastered on bedroom walls, lining the aisles of Target, and flooding social media trends. The 12-inch vinyl record has risen from the dead in recent years, and it's killing music. The 2024 song Horror Movies by British indie band Seagulls contains the lyric, "Now it's all about vinyl because there's nothing left that's new." In recent years, vinyl has become a symbol of authentic consumption, slow, tactile and individual, something only the true fans possess, something to make someone stand out as a proper fan. This feeded the American cultural idea of consumerism, freedom of choice and personal expression. The sale of records to fans generates more revenue for the artist than streaming, along with providing fans a tangible way to enjoy their music. Since the beginning of the 2010s, vinyl sales have increased year on year after their decline in the 80s. While a long shot from their glory days, the increase in record sales can be attributed to both nostalgia and the ritualistic listening experience. The recovery of vinyl sales wasn't just a format revival, it was a cultural revival. People used it to construct an identity that valued authenticity, individuality, and tactility in a world full of algorithmic consumption. Today, record sales make up almost half of all physical music sales, acting as an antidote for digital abundance. Records act as a symbol of genuine engagement due to their scarcity and the effort within this instant and infinite world we live in the 21st century. Modern day vinyl represents a recovering industry, good fan service, and a celebration of music and art. So where is the issue? During the CD and MP3 booms of the 90s and 2000s, record manufacturers struggled as the industry appeared to die, while consumers chased the new compact disc and the rise of streaming. According to Rolling Stone, between 2005 and 2009, roughly 2,680 record stores closed their doors as people transitioned away from owning physical formats of music. This damage was not only felt at the consumer level, but at the production level. Studios shut down their vinyl pressing facilities to favour CD manufacturing, and independent pressing companies went out of business. Those that survived were kept afloat by small, lesser-known artists that required the selling of physical music formats to maintain income. In today's world of streaming, this effect is magnified. Services like Spotify can pay between 0.03 to 0.05 cents per stream. For the average album, that's at the most half a cent, when compared to a typical $24 vinyl record, where the artist will typically receive $3 to $6. While that doesn't seem like a lot of money, at the lowest, that's a 600% difference between streaming and physical media. This symbiotic relationship between artists and vinyl pressing companies kept both alive during the vinyl crash in the 2000s and led to a huge increase in indie artists during the late 90s and 2000s. So what changed? Vinyl got popular. In 2024, in the US, vinyl sales had increased by almost 950% since their lowest in 2006, peaking in the 2020s. This revival has been led by one woman, Taylor Swift. Named the indisputable queen of vinyl, in 2021, Taylor Swift sold 700,000 units, making up 2.6% of total sales, more than double that of any other artist. It's impossible to deny, vinyl is back thanks to Taylor Swift. Her most recent album, The Life of a Showgirl, released in no fewer than 27 physical variants, 8 of which were different colorways of vinyl pressings. Each pressing contained a unique poem by Taylor Swift that, when combined, formed the album's prologue. This begins to reveal how she does it. By releasing multiple unique editions of a single album, she convinces the die-hard fans to buy an album 10 times more than they need to. So, with all this success of recent sales, the question is, who's pressing these enormous orders of records? Well, it's almost certainly not those independent record pressing companies that went out of business during the noughties. And here rises our issue. The industry bubble. The needs of production far outweigh the means of production. Imagine you're in charge of a record pressing company. and you get approached by two agents, each looking to get an album pressed. One of them is from a small band called The Claws, and they're looking for 10,000 copies of their debut album, Victim of a Casual Thing, on black vinyl. The other is Taylor Swift's agent, who's requesting 100,000 copies in 10 different colorways for Taylor's new album. As you're the pressing company, you're almost undoubtedly going to prioritize the contract with Taylor Swift. There's more production that needs to happen, no changing of the master press, and likely more money in it for you. The input of the order from Taylor Swift has pushed down The Claws in the pecking order. Here we reach the main issue: betrayal. Bands like The Claws, who desperately need their album pressing in order to afford to keep making music, whose predecessors kept companies afloat during the vinyl flop of the noughties, are being shunned out of the way to make way for the bigger artists that already have the money. Unfortunately, it's not just the likes of the Swifties. 21 Pilots released 21 different versions of their latest album, Breach. Big artists released multiple versions of their albums on exclusive colorways, inadvertently taking production time away from the smaller indie artists that kept the medium alive. In the book Keywords for American Studies, David Ruccio writes about how capitalism has widened and deepened over the past 2 centuries, linking it deeply to American culture. This can be linked back to the focus of artists selling the same album multiple times. As capitalist ideals have deepened and widened, so too has the consumerist culture within America. The chasing of validity by the modern generation has now further fueled this fire. Furthermore, in the 1925 novel The Great Gatsby, Fitzgerald writes about themes of authenticity, obsession, and the American dream. Despite its age, Gatsby remains a key reflection of American culture and behaviors. This is highlighted within the Generation Z-fueled vinyl revival. Due to the large amounts of information literally at their fingertips, Generation Z run on authenticity. This is reflected within the modern fan culture of vinyl. You're only an authentic fan if you collect records. This is reflected within the modern fan culture of vinyl. You're only an authentic fan if you collect records. Records represent an authentic and finite method of enjoying music. They belong to the wealthy few, demand attention, and present people with a sense of validity that is rarely found in the modern digital world. Interestingly enough, this craving for validity can be just a facade for some. In 2016, ICM ran a study that found that 7% of vinyl buyers admit to not owning a turntable, while another 41% of buyers admit to owning a turntable but not using it. This modern image of authenticity is a carbon copy of Jay Gatz's image of authenticity in The Great Gatsby. He holds all this money and all these parties, but there's no substance behind it. He doesn't play the records. While not back to the height that it was at the 60s and 70s, the vinyl revival currently shows no signs of slowing down. And with talk of a CD revival on the way, the physical music industry is coming back to life. The rise of American consumerism and Gen Z's hunger for authenticity in recent years has powered this recovery, but also continues to drive American themes of validity and capitalism. While slow, the vinyl pressing plant industry is also recovering, with new plants opening up and gaining traction as the industry begins to boom again. This recovery may open production capacity back up to small artists and reduce lead times, but on the other hand, it could also provide an excuse for larger artists to continue their cash grab until the medium becomes oversaturated. Ultimately, no one knows what the future holds for both American culture and the music industry. All we can do is sit and watch the world turn as we enjoy the velvety warmth from our stereos.